welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alice. Today's video is all about how I went from absolutely hating and dreading any thought of running to being able to run 10 kilometers. I wanted to actually start off this video first by telling you guys why I actually started running and what motivated me. I wanted to talk about the different tips and tricks that I found that worked for me. And finally, I just wanted to kind of let you guys know what was my progress. Was it all worth it? How do I feel now? I'll start off about why it is that I wanted to run. I would say in terms of activity, I've always been someone who goes through 2 weeks of intense working out to dropping off and not working out for months. Throughout this pandemic though, I really just ran out of excuses. Usually it would be I'm too busy, I just don't have time for it, etc. But the weather was nice, we had literally nothing else to do, and with all that time on my hands, I thought this is really the best time to try to get a little healthier. And there were a couple of things that I really wanted to focus on. So first of all, I had folliculitis, and what that is it's an inflammation of hair follicles, very simply, and it's something that I've had for years just because of shaving, but it creates these really painful bumps on my legs and anywhere that I would shave. And I've tried a lot of things, creams and whatnot, but it wasn't working. And so that was something that I wanted to do. I was hoping that if I ran and I got my heart pumping and blood flowing, that it would help with that possibly. I also just was really breaking out during the pandemic. I don't know if you guys remember from my previous videos, but I was breaking out as if I was in high school again, which was really strange for me, just overall around my face. And another thing was I just wanted to feel healthier, and I wasn't at my ideal weight. I wouldn't necessarily say that I have a specific number in mind, but I do want to get to a point where if I do decide to let go for a week and go on vacation, eat whatever I want, that even if I gain weight, I would still be comfortable and be happy with that weight. And the number on the scale wasn't my biggest issue, but I just wanted a bit more definition. I wanted to feel better. And so I thought this was a perfect time for me to consistently try to exercise. With that said, running was not my first option for exercise. I have always hated and dreaded running. You have no idea, or maybe you do. But Steven asked me to go on a jog with him. I couldn't think of any excuse as of why not, so I said, okay, sure. We went to a beautiful trail and I started running for the first day 4 kilometers, and I was so impressed with myself because that is probably one of the longer lengths that I ran in a very, very long time. I first started running 4 kilometers, it became 5, it became 6, it became 7, and then it became 10 kilometers. I'm gonna show you guys some clips, and this really began in August, which is when I first cut my bangs. So I'm telling you, the clips, they're not cute, but hey, if it was cute, I think I would have been doing something wrong. But I just wanted to record these videos to show you guys how I felt after every run. Sometimes I mention what I ate, the weather, things like that, things that really affected me. Hey guys, so we're about to run, and just wanted to show you that I take caffeine pills about 10 to 15 minutes before I'm about to run. Today I took 2, and they're each 100 milligrams of caffeine. And I don't know if it's a placebo effect or what, but obviously the caffeine just gets me a bit amped and just makes the run a lot easier and a lot more tolerable, and I'm able to just run a bit longer. Today is the second day of running every day for a week. And I'm also so freaked out because I realized I forgot to put on sunscreen this morning, and at least I have bangs. At least it covers my forehead. Hey guys, so finished the jog. Just trying to cool down right now. This is the best part of the jog. Tabasco and absolutely everything, but this is breakfast this morning, guys. Super lazy. I'm I'm severely out of groceries, but this is gonna do. It feels so good. Can't even open my eyes. I ran 5K. Very proud of myself. Look how beautiful it is. It's so peaceful in the morning. I've been one to like running indoors, but when it looks like this, I don't mind. Done, guys. Today is definitely hard for different reasons. It's colder today. It's about 15 degrees Celsius. And it's definitely starting to feel like the fall, which is crazy. And it's weird because I thought there's not going to be any sun blazing. There's not going to be any crazy sun making me really hot, but it was actually tougher today. It was kind of hard to breathe, and I have this horrible habit of breathing in and out through my mouth instead of breathing in with my nose and out with my mouth. So it's been a little tougher and a little harder to catch my breath after, but I still did it, so I'm proud of myself. And it's crazy because I ran back to our car, and then one of the doors of the car was open. So at first I'm like, oh my god. Well, first of all, I'm like, did Steven cut his run short for some reason? And then as I got closer to the car, I didn't see anyone in there, and I'm like, oh my god, did someone break in our car? But I'm like, there's nothing in the car to get except my Birkenstocks or something. And then I got there and nothing was taken. So I guess we might have left the door open, I don't know. But I'm just catching my breath.
Yeah. Venti guava iced tea? The black tea. Guava black tea? That's the guava black tea, right?
Guava. Guys, I finally did it. I ran 6K. Really happy. And my shoes undone. And my 5K. And my 5K was my fastest 5K, which is nice. Hey guys, gonna go on a run, having a bit of a bigger breakfast today because I do want to run a bit longer, but that's tuna, avocado, eggs, coffee. Guys, I don't know what to do. Wait, I'm thinking there's a man there. So pretty. Oh, I just realized. Oh, I ran away. Guys. I did 7K. Forgot to take caffeine. It's colder today. I did it to 7K. So good. Wanted some carbs, and I'm also gonna eat a couple of almonds just for a bit more energy to run. Look at this beautiful trail. Sometimes I feel like I really take it for granted. Honestly, pretty bummed today, but this is really helping me clear my head a bit. I did 10K. It's fun for me to rewatch this and see my progress. So I just want to really quickly run through really quick, easy tips that made me first of all want to start running, just how to make the process itself more enjoyable. So tip number one, I would say, is to dress appropriately. And what I mean by that is that if I was ever too hot or too cold, it has already affected my run. And it also really matters, you know, how much you carry on yourself. You want to be light. You don't want to have things falling out of your pocket. So I had this fanny pack that I got from Lululemon that I ran with every single time, and it was so handy. And I would literally just have basically 3 things in it. I would have my phone, I would have my AirPods, and I would have this little water bottle right here, which I got on Amazon and I can link. It actually came with a belt and another water bottle that Steven used, but he only needed one, so he gave me the other one. Having water is so important. Even if you don't drink it, it's reassuring, especially if you're gonna run long distances, to know that you do have water there and that you're not gonna die of thirst. So those were the only items that I always had with me, and I would have my credit card and my license just in case as well. But those were my main essentials when I ran. A hair tie. Make sure that you have a good hair tie. There's nothing more annoying than having to retie your hair while you run. And you also want to preserve energy while you run. So every single time you have to raise your hands to redo your hair tie or your ponytail, it takes some energy from you, fuel that could be used to run a bit further or a bit longer. So make sure that you have a good hair tie. When it comes to shoes, I ran with Nike Roshis that I've had for maybe 5 or 6 years, and from that I had back pain for months, and I actually went to a chiropractor recently who really helped, and I recently finally decided to buy a good pair of running shoes. I need to get some new running shoes. I ended up going with the Asics Gel Nimbus. I really like the color. I've always had just black or gray running shoes, so I thought these were super vibrant, super cute, so comfortable. I ran with them this week, and it's a completely different experience when you actually have a good pair of running shoes that provide you the support that you need. So do make sure that you have a proper pair of running shoes. My second tip would be to find a route that you like, that you're comfortable with, that has the distance that you want. And I would even say maybe first walk through it to know how long it's going to be. Or anything like me, it's all about expectations. If you know that this is how far you have to run to hit that 5-kilometer mark, then you can manage your expectations, you can manage your breath, manage your energy, so that you don't go full force and 100% in the first kilometer. But if you can give yourself physical landmarks to say, at this tree, at this bench, it's 2, 3, 4 kilometers, I think it makes the run a lot more manageable, able to spend your energy more efficiently. And there's just no surprises, you know at this point I'm halfway through my run, I'm doing good. At this point I'm halfway back. At this point I'm almost at the finish line. And so I found that using the exact same route every single day really helps me. And I know, I'm in Canada. At this point, I have to go to the gym now. It's going to get colder. So of course, this is if you do have access to the outdoors. If it's indoors on a treadmill, I find that looking at the distance and the time on the treadmill makes the process feel a lot longer. If you can create a playlist and then coordinate it that way, so by this song, that's how far I'm at, I'm about halfway through, it makes the process a little less tiring, and you're not necessarily counting every single meter and every kilometer. Third tip I would say, and I know you've heard this before, but it is to run with someone else. It's when I was feeling really lazy, Steven would say, come on, we can go. Let's do it. And when Steven was lazy, I would do the same. With that said though, Steven runs a lot faster than me, so we would actually get to the route and we would go 2 completely different ways, and he would run a lot further as well. But he is the reason why I was able to make that leap from 7 kilometers to 10. I started at 4, I got comfortable at 4, went to 5, went to 6, went to 7, and then one day he was like, you know what, we're actually gonna run together, let's just see how it goes. And before you know it, I was already at the 5-kilometer point and just had to turn back, and that's how I hit my first 10K the first time. My next tip I would say is to make sure you fuel yourself correctly. And personally, I always found that it was easier to run earlier in the day, so before breakfast. Oftentimes I'm intermittent fasting till 12, so as long as I did the run before then and my stomach was still relatively empty, or if I wasn't fasting and I did eat, I would make sure that I'd have something light but that gave me a lot of energy. So oftentimes it would be just almonds and a banana, maybe yogurt and almonds, a quick smoothie, something light. But I remember there were 2 times that me and Steven ran the toughest runs ever, and it's because before that I had a Japanese buffet, and the second time I ate a Vietnamese sandwich, and it did not feel me. It made me feel extremely heavy, extremely groggy. I wanted to give up a billion times, and it just felt really gross. Next tip would be to use an app to track your progress. So I use Runkeeper and I have absolutely no complaints. It tracks the distance, the calories, the time, the elevation. It also keeps a log so you can see how many times you ran in the past month or so. You can also record your mood and how you felt, what hurt. Was it your legs? Was it the breathing that was difficult? It's just a sense of accomplishment when you can then go back in the app and look at how many runs you've actually logged, and it then pushes you to just keep going. So I really like that app, and again, it's just helps to know. You just have to track it. In order to know if you're making progress, you need to track it. And if that day I wasn't necessarily going to run further, I would try to beat the time of a previous distance that I've done. And my last tip is, I would say, just honestly try to enjoy it and know that it's more of a mental block than it probably is physical. If you run and not worry about the time necessarily and the distance, if you make it a point to just focus on your breathing, enjoy the view, enjoy your music, enjoy this 20-minute, half an hour, hour that you're putting out for yourself, for your day, to make yourself a bit healthier and not be so necessarily focus on the end goal, then I think that it'll be more enjoyable. And honestly, start small. If you have not ran before, run for 10 minutes that day, and that's a huge achievement. The next day, maybe run 12 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. And we were running 5 to 6 times a day, and I found that once I saw a little bit of progress, that is what really drove me to keep going, because it was like, oh man, I've worked so hard and I'm finally seeing something. Am I really just gonna let that go? And that's what has kept me running for the past 2 or 3 months now. It's that I've worked so hard to get to the point where I can run 5 to 10 kilometers comfortably. If I stop for even 4 or 5 days, I know that it's going to be very hard to come back on it. And when it comes to results, I can tell you that when I first started running in August, my weight was about 124 pounds. And today I am about 119.5 pounds. I weighed myself. I have to step off because the phone makes it 0.6 heavier. I've lost about 4.5 pounds within 3 months, which isn't a crazy amount, but I really was not restricting my diet at all. I would run and basically eat what I want. But with that said, I find that when I do exercise regularly, because of how tough the run was, if I burnt 500 calories, it does make me just more mindful of the calories that I'm going to consume. So exercising in itself really helps me take care of the diet side. But with that said, I did not restrict calories. I ate what I wanted to eat. I do think I was still healthier, and while it's 4.5 pounds lost, I think a lot of muscle was gained as well. I see a lot more definition in my legs, and I feel like my love handles are a lot smaller. So I'm really happy, and I feel better. I have more energy. I feel less guilty when I eat. And I do want to say that my folliculitis is completely gone. And when I tell you that it was bad, it was pretty bad, and it got to a point where I just had to stop shaving my legs. It was so irritated, but it's completely gone now, which is insane to me. And my skin is so much better now as well. I don't know if you guys can see. I mean, I am wearing a bit of concealer right now, but I'll post some clips of maybe just my skin. But Alright guys, well that's it. That's all I ate in one single day. My skin has gotten a lot better, so overall I just feel amazing. And I actually was able to accomplish something that I never thought I would do. I participated in the Scotiabank Toronto Waterfront Marathon. Obviously it was virtual, but I did the 10K and I did get this medal, which I was really excited about. And they gave me a little marathon runner pack that I'll show a clip of later. I live in a condo and usually just get an email to come down to pick it up, but they actually called me and hand delivered the package to me, so it just felt really personal. So that was exciting. But this is how it looks. Just kind of little goodies in there. I just unpacked it and this is what it came with. Super cute. I actually needed Epsom salt, so this is perfect. Thank you so much guys for watching. I think that I covered most of what I wanted to cover today, but you know, have fun with it. Please leave in the comments below how you feel about running, you know, if you have any questions, because trust me, I've been there. I hated running with all of my heart, and if I can do it, I truly think that you can do it too. So thank you so much for watching guys, and I'll see you in my next video.